Well, Mayor Olivia Chow will meet with Premier Doug Ford this afternoon for the first time since she took over Toronto's top job. CP24's Eden DeBebe has a preview from Queen's Park. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Jamie. We're about 30 minutes away from that first meeting. It's about 60 days since Olivia Chow actually took office, finally being invited down to Queen's Park to get a better idea of what could take place in this meeting with Premier Doug Ford. I'm joined by the Ontario NDP Leader Marit Stiles. Marit, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
Now, hearing about today's meeting, what do you think is going to be going on there? The big topics on the docket, and what are you hoping as a local MPP to hear from the meeting?
Well, you know, I'm sure that the big conversation is going to be about our city budget shortfall, which is massive. And, you know, the reason for that is very clear, and we're seeing it in municipalities all across the province, is that the government, the provincial government, took away the few tools that municipalities have to generate revenue that they desperately need, while at the same time downloading all kinds of services onto municipalities. So municipalities like Toronto are struggling, and I think what we're assuming today is, I know that Mayor Chow has some innovative ideas, some solutions she wants to see the provincial government come forward and be a partner in, and so I'm hoping that Mr. Ford is ready to have that grown-up conversation.
Well, it seems like one thing both parties, Ford and Chow, do agree on is this idea of a municipal sales tax. Do you think that's something that we could hear officially handed down today?
You know, we may hear something about that. I mean, I certainly hope that we have something comes out of this meeting either way, because Ontarians and here in Toronto, folks in Toronto, we do not want to see more services cut. We can't afford that. Our city is desperate. We need to make sure that we could continue to keep at least the level of service we have, if not improve things for people. So I'm hoping that coming out of this, we have some results, and that the provincial government is finally willing to be a partner in keeping this city strong.
A lot of that comes from relationships, right? Both personal and workplace relationships. Ford has been pretty vocal against Chow, saying as much as it'd be an unmitigated disaster if a leftist mayor like her was actually put into office. That has happened now. He also took, 60 days to actually meet her, where, Tory was met during the first 2 days in office. So talk to me a little bit about the personal relationship and what you're hoping to see come out of this first meeting.
Well, look, I mean, I know Mayor Chow very well. She's very easy to get along with. She has a really amazing vision for our city. And I think Mr. Ford, he's shown over and over again recently how out of touch he is with where Ontarians are at. And so I think this is an example of that. People in this city are excited to have a new mayor, and a mayor who has a really positive vision and a hopeful vision for our city. And so I think he's been a bit out of touch in that regard. So I'm glad to see him finally meeting with her, and I hope he continues to show her some respect. And again, that he's ready to have a grown-up conversation. I mean, again, she's been extremely open and willing to meet. She's keen to get things done. She's rolling up her sleeves, but she needs a partner at the provincial level.
And they both seem willing to actually have that talk today. Marit Stiles, Ontario NDP Leader, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you. And as I mentioned, Jamie, that meeting does get underway in just under 30 minutes now, and both Olivia Chow and Premier Doug Ford will be meeting with the press at 2 p.m. to discuss the meeting. Sending it back to you.
Thanks for that, Eden.